Okay, thank you.
Hello everyone, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
My name is Pranav and I'd like to thank Lochin for introducing me on the stage. Today I'll be talking about, should physical education be made compulsory in school? First I'll tell you why I chose this topic. Then I'll tell you the pros about making physical education compulsory in school. Then I'll tell you the cons of making physical education compulsory in school. And finally, I'll tell you what I feel about making physical education compulsory in school. Let me start by telling you why I chose this topic. But before that, let me start by asking you a question. What does the winner lose in a race? Yes?
His breath.
That is a really good answer, and that answer is correct. So, now let me get back onto the topic. Obesity is a major problem in the U.S. Many children are also becoming overweight and obese. Changing lifestyle and spending more time in front of TV and computers result into less physical activity and is a major cause of obesity in children. It's a major cause of obesity in children. And also, research has shown that public schools don't spend enough money and provide enough time for physical education. Now, let me ask you another question. How many of you think that you're getting enough time for physical education in school? Okay, so the man in the blue shirt says that he gets enough time for physical education in school. But I disagree. Now let me tell you the pros about making physical education compulsory in school. Doing physical education makes you very active. As a result, kids are able to spend their energy in a positive manner. They burn calories and as a result will not have to worry about becoming obese. Physical activity also improves attention and kids' grades. Research has shown that if one plays sports as a child, one will continue sports as an adult. As a result, kids will not become obese as an adult. Physical education will also get rid of other diseases such as heart disease and diabetes. Now, let me tell you the cons about making physical education compulsory in school. If you do too much sports and less less studies, it might affect your grades. And schools have to spend a lot of money to buy sports equipment and to hire physical education teachers, which can be very expensive. Now let me tell you what I feel about making physical education compulsory in school. I feel that we should make physical education compulsory in school. I feel that we have a lot to gain by making physical education compulsory in school. However, we should balance the time that we spend on studies and sports. Today I talked about, should physical education be made compulsory in school? Physical education helps get rid of many diseases. However, we should learn to balance the time that we spend on sports and studies. I feel that we have a lot to gain by making physical education compulsory in school. If you have any questions, you can ask it to me now. Yes?
How much time do you spend on physical education?
Most likely 20 minutes. Most likely 20 minutes.
To repeat the question.
So, British uncle said that, asked how much time do I spend on physical education? And usually I spend 20 minutes of physical education in school.
Per day?
Yes.
Is that per day or per week?
So we have physical education every two days a week, and so it's basically per day. Lady in the back row asked, do I do physical education once every week or every day? I usually do it every day. Anybody else? Okay.
What sports do you play?
We usually start out with warm-ups and then we play stuff like basketball. So, the man in the blue shirt asked, what sports do we play? So, we usually start with a warm-up and then we just do a game, ordinary game like basketball. Anybody else? Okay, I hope you liked my speech and thank you for listening.
Good job, guys. You want to do
Okay, let me introduce my good friend Vaishnavi Gudala. She's in 7th grade and she goes to Marshall Simons Middle School in Burlington. She's very talented and she learns Indian classical music and she's also learning a type of Indian dance. She's an animal lover and she donates to charity. As well as that, she is really good at math. She's gotten many medals in Kumon math.
Cool.
And she was awarded the Student of the Month for the whole 7th grade.
Wow.
Now, let's hear what Vaishnavi has to say.
Beautiful. Thank you. Here, in the middle. Okay, one second. Go ahead. Awesome. Thank you. That's great.
Hello everyone, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
My name is Vaishnavi Gudala. I'm in 7th grade and I'm 13 years old. Today I'll be talking about a topic that is all over the internet and the news. I cannot stress how popular this topic is. The topic that I'll be talking about today are the 2016 presidential debates. First, before I start off my speech, I'd like to ask you all a question. Who would all of you like for president? Yes?
I would like Mr. Obama to continue for another 4 years, if it was possible.
The lady in the back row said she would like Mr. Obama to be president for another 4 years. I also want that too, but sadly it can't be possible. Anybody else?
Is Trump good for the country?
I'll get to that later on my speech. Did you raise your hand?
I also want Obama to be president for another 5 years.
The young boy in the blue shirt said he also wants Obama. Very good opinion. I also want that too. The person I would like for president is Hillary Clinton. I would like Hillary Clinton to be president because I think she is a mentally strong woman and she could be a great leader for this country. In my speech, I'll be talking about the people who are running for president, the effects on choosing the right or wrong president, and my opinion on this whole issue. First, let me start off with the people who are running for president. There are many people running for president. I could go on and on for both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. But first, let me start off with the Democratic Party. For the Democratic Party, the two main candidates are Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. There are so many more people that I could go on and on and on for both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. But if I did, my speech would definitely go over 8 minutes, which is a big no here in speech class. Now let me move on to the Republican Party. In the Republican Party, there are pretty interesting people running. Let me start off with Ted Cruz, then Marco Rubio, John Kasich, and obviously the one and only Donald Trump. I don't think Donald Trump is a pretty good president. How many of you agree with me?
Wow, everyone.
So the majority of the people in this room think Donald Trump would not make a good president for the United States in 2016. I agree perfectly with all of you guys. Now, let me move on to the effects on choosing the right or wrong president. Choosing the right president can have a great effect on this nation and the citizens that live here. But choosing a bad president can have the exact opposite, which is a bad effect on the citizens and this nation. For example, if someone were to vote for Donald Trump, that would be a very bad decision in my opinion. I'm pretty sure not all of you may agree with me, but this is just my opinion. For example, after all of the mean things he said and all of the really bad beliefs he has, I think that would be the worst decision anyone could ever make in their whole entire life. For example, one of the things he said that he will do when he becomes president is that he will send all the people who are living in the United States today illegally back to wherever they came from. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure if someone were to live here illegally, I'm pretty sure they would have a good reason for it. For example, maybe they don't have food or shelter in their country, or maybe there's an outrageous war going on and the living conditions aren't safe. That could be really dangerous for him or her that's going back to their country, and I don't think Donald Trump should be doing that. Another thing that he said he will do is not let any Muslims into the country because he thinks they're all terrorists. Now, I don't think that's right, because every single Muslim's not a terrorist, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Before I move on to my next bullet, I have a question for all of you. What does a politician and a diaper have in common? Yes?
They both need to be changed regularly.
Good guess, but you're almost there. Yes?
They both need to be changed often.
Same thing.
Same thing, but good guess. Anybody else? Okay.
They
No.
became dirty over the period.
No. They both need to be changed regularly for the same exact reason.
Oh, good.
Now I'll move on to my opinion on this whole issue. For me, my opinion on this whole issue is scattered all over the place. I think Hillary Clinton should definitely win, and I do think that Donald Trump shouldn't even be eligible to run for president. But whoever it is, I'm pretty sure they could be a great leader for the country. All for except Donald Trump, that's for sure. I also think that Jeb Bush should have still been running for the Republican Party because he was literally the only good candidate, in my opinion, that was good out of all the Republicans. To summarize it all, Today I have talked about 1, the people who are running for president, 2, the effects on choosing the right or wrong president, and 3, my opinion on this whole issue. America can have a good or great president, but whomever it is, I hope America makes the right decision so that America can fall in the safe hands. Thank you for all of you for listening to my speech. And if you have any questions, you can ask me right now. Yes?
So what is your opinion on what Hillary did with the whole being the chief of security and, you know, the whole fiasco that we have, and it's a whole legal case right now with the internet and her emails that she was sending from her home. I mean, there are very high level confidential US security issues that were going on, and if it really was an unprotected server, it endangers the biggest and most powerful nation of the country. So what is your opinion on that?
I agree with you mostly, but everyone makes mistakes, but that one was a pretty big mistake, and I don't think she should have been hiding that in her emails. The lady in the back row said, "What is your opinion on the whole Hillary Clinton situation of the confidential emails?" Anybody else have any questions? Yes?
Looks like Trump is still the front runner, and what if he is going to make it, and what is your stand,
I don't want Trump to be president personally, but I guess everyone else wants him to. I don't know what the whole situation with this is, but I hope he doesn't get elected to be president, but
They can't do anything about
yeah, I
it.
can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
The man in the striped sweater said, "What's your whole..." What?
The gentleman.
Okay. The gentleman in the striped sweater asked me, "What would you do if Trump was gonna get elected for president?" Anybody else? Yes?
In case if you get to be the president of America, what would be the first thing you would like to do?
Repeat
Well,
the question.
The lady in the leather jacket said, if I was to be the president of the United States, what was the first law I would make? Definitely for kids to have ice cream for dinner, lunch, and breakfast.
Vaishu for president.
Very cute.
Anybody else? Yes?
I hope you're the president.
Thank you. Yes?
Dentists aren't gonna vote for you if you have that campaign.
Yeah, but it's okay to try. The gentleman in the black and blue suit said, "I don't think people would vote for you if you had a law like that."
Dentist.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to my speech, and I hope you all enjoyed it.
Thank you.